Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you here today on Finance, Trade, Gender Equality and Accountability Day at COP28. My name is Shona McGeekin and I will be your moderator today. We're here today to discuss how COP28 is making climate finance available, accessible and affordable so that we can bridge the gaps identified in the global stocktake to meet our goals by 2030. I'm joined by COP28 President Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber and Chair of the IPCC, Jim Ski. Dr. Sultan, can I invite you to take the floor?
Thank you very much, Shona, and thank you all for being here and being physically present. I thank those also who are joining us online. I hope that all of you who are here in person have enjoyed and continue to enjoy their engagements and their stay in the United Arab Emirates. And I hope that my team have been engaging and have been supporting you by providing you with all the necessary information or documents and whenever you asked. And I hope that my team is also keeping you updated in a timely fashion with the progress that is being made on the ground. Allow me to use this opportunity to bring everyone up to speed on what has been achieved thus far, and in particular in the past 3.5 days of COP28. And before I begin, let's remember why we're all here. We're all here because we made a very clear call to action, and we've been very upfront about it. And we said clearly and repeatedly that the UAE takes this task with humility, responsibility, and we fully understand the urgency behind this matter. And we're here because we very much believe and respect the science. 43% of global emissions must be reduced by 2030. That is 22 gigatons. We need to reduce global emissions 43%. That is 22 gigatons by 2030. And we need to make that happen to keep 1.5 within reach. And I have been crystal clear on the fact that that is a critical success factor if we want to keep 1.5 within reach. Let me say from the outset that everything this presidency has been working on, continues to work on, is focused on and centered around the science. And I have been crystal clear on that point. And every opportunity I had with many around the world and all of my public engagements, I have always been very clear on the fact that we are making sure that everything we do is centered around the science. I am approaching this task, as I said, myself and my team at the COP28 presidency, with full understanding of what is at stake. We did not in any way underestimate or undermine the task at hand. We understand fully the urgency, and we understand the responsibility that we have taken on board. In the first 4 days, I believe we have already set a high bar for delivery. And there is a real sense of momentum, traction, positivity, and excitement. I also can tell you that there is real hope out there across the site and across everyone I came across. There is real hope and optimism that this is a major inflection point and we cannot miss the opportunity. This is our opportunity to deliver real, tangible paradigm shift that will course correct and put us on the right track of keeping 1.5 within reach. In fact, I must say, a special thing is happening here at COP28. A special thing is actually happening here in Dubai. We voted on and supported and adopted the agenda in the first hour of the first day of COP. In the 12 COPs I have personally participated in, and I'm sure in this room there are people that have participated in many more than only 12 COPs, never ever did we see the agenda get adopted on day one, let alone first hour. Parties then came together on the first day to make a historic decision. That's history. In fact, it's a breakthrough agreement on loss and damage. And we didn't only operationalize it, but we began filling it. And that's what I have been repeatedly saying. Our task is not only to operationalize it and establish or create an empty bank account. No. We made a promise. We want to operationalize it, and we want to agree the funding arrangements and start filling it. And that's exactly what happened. And again, that's the first time in any COP, on day one, such a decision gets adopted. This is historic. These are success stories. No one can deny those. It is also worth reminding everyone that the loss and damage was in real danger of not happening at all until we made a bold call and we requested to convene a special session in Abu Dhabi to get it over the line. And this happened right after the pre-COP in the beginning of November. TC5 was never part of the agenda or part of the plan. But we took that bold decision to ensure that we give it our best shot and we utilize and capitalize on our abilities, expertise, network, partners, relationships to get it over the line. And yes, we got it over the line with the help and support of all parties. We also brought together the US and China in an unprecedented commitment to an economy-wide reduction of methane and other non-CO2 gases. These gases are over 80 times more damaging than CO2. Tackling methane will have massive near-term impact on keeping 1.5 within reach. And that's why I am putting it at the top of my agenda. In fact, it has been one of my top priorities as the COP presidency. And we made it be very high and a top priority for everyone. And that's why we're able to make progress. I am pleased to say that we have also mobilized over $57 billion in new pledges and commitments only in the first 4 days. 30 billion in a new custom-tailored UAE catalytic fund that is 100% focused on solutions and bridging gaps to climate change. 725 million for loss and damage. $9 billion annually announced by the World Bank. Over $3 billion for the Green Climate Fund. 2.7 billion for health. 2.6 billion for nature. 1.2 billion for relief, recovery and peace, and 2.5 billion for renewable energy, and 1.2 billion for methane reduction. On top of that, parties have rallied around a number of pledges and declarations that get the world moving in the right direction. That's the course correction we're talking about. That is us nurturing a new culture and a new DNA that is centered around making things happen. It's the action agenda that we have adopted since day one. It's the delivery, it's the implementation, it's the fact that we have been recognizing the efforts and the progress made over the years, and our intent, genuine and sincere intent, to take that responsibility and attempt to translate all this great progress into real actions. And that is what we're trying to bring to the table. 8 new declarations have been announced, and these declarations are designed to help transform every major sector of the global economy. The Global Decarbonization Alliance, bringing together more countries and more companies around net zero than ever before. Again, that has never, ever happened before. This is all aimed at decarbonizing the supply and the demand. And that's, again, a unique approach. That's a very unique model, the integration between supply and demand of the energy system at the same time. 50 oil companies, oil and gas companies, aiming for zero methane emissions by 2030 and net zero by 2050. First time ever. Plus, a global pledge to triple renewable energy and double energy efficiency. And I am especially proud that we have delivered first ever declarations on health and food systems. These have been 2 massive priorities for our COP presidency agenda. 3 additional declarations will be announced in the next few days, in the coming days.